Integrity Station. I hope that you're good and you're doing fine. Welcome back to the conversation. It's 1 minute past 8, and we are glad that you could be there. I told you that I will be sharing some thoughts from Akinwumi Adesina's speech at the inauguration of the governor of Ondo State, Oluwaseun Akinola, this week. Last week rather, towards a new Nigeria, from federal fatherism to a commonwealth, by Akinwumi Adesina. That's the title of his speech, Towards a New Nigeria, from federal fatherism to a commonwealth. For those of us who think about patriotism, or those who aspire to be patriots of a nation like Nigeria, we need to think towards a new Nigeria. Adesina here said, instead of a federal government of Nigeria, we could think of the United States of Nigeria or the Commonwealth of Nigeria. He said the old will pass away for the new. We will change the relational mindset between the states and Abuja. The fulcrum will be the states, while the center will support them, not lord over them. So Adesina here is projecting for something different. He said as Ondo and all other states thrive and prosper, Nigeria will thrive and prosper. He reminisced on the time when he was the Minister of Agriculture in Nigeria. And he talked about the fact that we are all members of the same body. The eye cannot say to the mouth that I have no need of you, and the hand cannot say to the head that it has no need of it. Now, some measure of statements he made here that are very, very critical. He said Ondo State is rich in resources. Consider that it has the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world, with an estimated 37 billion barrels of bitumen reserves in Nigeria, the bulk of which is found in Ondo State. And this vital resource remains untapped in the country. Given its vast resources in bitumen, Ondo State should have the best roads in Nigeria, but its roads are barely tarred with bitumen. That is the irony of Nigeria. It imports what it has in abundance and leaves its resources untapped. I'd like you to listen to him. The purpose of this morning is just for us to kind of reflect, and I'd like to also hear from you. What can we do to birth a new Nigeria? A productive Nigeria, as it were. A Nigeria where we will not depend solely on receipt from oil. If you say a state in Nigeria has deposit of bitumen worth 37 billion barrels of bitumen reserves, and so what are we doing with it? The same kind of curse that happened to us with oil will happen if we also depend on bitumen as we speak. So let's take a look at what this government, is doing. He said something about fatherism. In other words, the relationship between Abuja and other states is interesting. What it is that Abuja becomes a handout junction for other states. Listen to Akinwumi Adesina here.
Without the states, there will be no Nigeria. Therefore, Nigeria can only be as strong as its constituent states. Ondo State is rich in resources. Consider that it has the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world, with an estimated 37 billion barrels of bitumen reserves, the bulk of which is found in Ondo State. This vital resource remains untapped in Nigeria. Given its vast resources in bitumen, Ondo State should have the best roads in Nigeria, wouldn't you think? But several of its roads are barely tarred with bitumen. Your Excellencies, this is the irony of Nigeria. It imports what it has in abundance and leaves its own resources untapped. The total value of bitumen reserves in Nigeria could be worth up to $1.5 trillion, with an estimated 16 billion barrels in Ondo State. The potential state wealth from bitumen alone could be worth $657 billion, according to the State of States report. The paradox, however, is that Nigeria spends over 300 billion naira importing bitumen. The publication, the State of States 2018, shows that the vast deposits of bitumen can help Ondo State to break into the asphalt shingles market that is estimated to be worth $10 billion globally by 2022. It could become a leading exporter of bitumen into Africa through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Ondo State also has abundant deposits of metals, minerals such as granite, gold, marbles, gemstones, lignite, and diorite. The state has one of the largest gas deposits, in the world. It could also become a leading exporter and processor of cocoa, and earn at least $1 billion per year, according to the State of States 2018 report. But nobody eats potential. Ondo State's wealth is not seen. It's locked under the ground. The state ranks number 13 out of the top 20 states in Nigeria in terms of its GDP, estimated at $8.4 billion. Now, that is the irony of Nigeria's states. They are poor in the midst of plenty. They do not maximally explore or leverage what they already have in abundance. The federal system of monthly grants has simply paralyzed them. With stupendous resources all concentrated at the center, the states are ever dependent on the center. With the magnetic field of federal revenue allocations, states are constantly pulled powerlessly into perennial dependency. State governors now spend more time in Abuja than they actually do in their own states, seeking the monthly federal manna. This financial pilgrimage creates a sense of helplessness and overt dependency on the center. Like a pendulum, ever moving from side to side in constant motion, so too has this unfortunate dependency become seemingly unstoppable. The truth, however, is that to survive and thrive, states must become financially independent of the center in Abuja. The United States of America, from which Nigeria derived its federal system, is essentially a coercive federalism. The federal government uses conditional grants to the states to mainly support social infrastructure and insurance programs. Essentially, these are carrots to get the states to do whatever the center expects. Nigeria's system is essentially a revenue-sharing system. It is less restrictive compared to the US federal system. However, in the United States, whose political system we have borrowed, most of the resources of the states come from taxes, personal income taxes, corporate taxes, property taxes, and consumption taxes, as well as administrative fees. Federal grants account for only a small fraction of the resources of the states. Now, the opposite is the case in Nigeria. Federal revenue allocations are the lifeline of state governments. Cut it off, and 92% of Nigeria's states will fail. To be clear, only 3 states in Nigeria can survive without a federal revenue allocation. This is a federalism of fiscal dependency. It is a federalism that is fiscally unhealthy for the states and the federal government. Because Nigeria depends on oil for over 70% of government revenues, any decline in the price of oil creates fiscal and economic volatilities that reverberate across the states. What's needed is greater economic and fiscal autonomy for the states. The issue is less about state or regional autonomy, but financial and economic viability of Nigeria's constituent states. Now, if Nigeria were to be a conglomerate firm, as a firm, it will not be economically viable because 92% of its constituent subsidiary companies are not viable without the support of the holding company. Nigeria's federalism does not grow its constituent entities. It simply makes them perpetually dependent. The Nigerian system is therefore not federalism, but fatherism.
You listen to Akinwumi Adesina right there speaking. And so when you hear people like that bring out the issues around our existence as a nation and the kind of things that we do in our country, he mentioned specifically the kind of federalism that we are running. And he said our federalism does not grow our constituents. What is the need for a political autonomy without fiscal autonomy when states are not viable? And he said that if you take away the federal allocation from our states, over 97% of our states will not survive without federal allocation. So the point is, our states are not productive. So what should be the conversation going around within our states? It is the viability of these states, these constituents. And so Akinwumi is saying that we need to begin to work towards our states being viable, economically viable. A state like Oyo should be economically viable. That's what they call the comparative advantage, the principle of comparative advantage. So how can Oyo State, for instance, be economically viable? We're doing less than 3 billion naira IGR monthly as a state, something that some local government will probably do in a state like Lagos. So what can we do? That's the question for me this morning before we go into the issue of our rights. So it's 8:15. We'll be taking a break, but please get ready to call me 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 0706-949-3000. I'll be expecting to hear from you. But let's take this break. And also to inform you that Citizens Gavel is already in the building. We'll be talking about confession from, suspects when we get to this issue of rights. The rights of, someone who's been picked up and how to get confession from them. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Hey, for ShopRite, you fit buy Chatteram things there for better price. We will give your pocket relief. Buy 3 850ml 5 Alive all variant juice for 799 naira, 99 kobo, plus 24 can of Amstel Malta drink for only 3,299 naira, 99 kobo. Check www.shoprite.com.ng for more deals then. All this price will last till March 7, 2021. ShopRite, stationary price when you fit trust all the time.
Lights, camera, Lake on.
No, it's not an act. This is my life for all to see. In the bright lights, see blessings how they fall on me. From small beginnings to big brother, from the chances I take to the inspiration I give others. I am a rapper, a singer, a winner. I am an icon. So when they turn the lights on, they see that I am Lakon.
Don't miss I Am Lakon, a new Showmax original reality series. Watch brand new episodes from March 4th only on Showmax.com.
Ó yá gbogbo èèyàn màmá bàbá ẹni tó tóbi ẹni tẹ́rẹ́ tàbí rùmùrùmù ṣé ìṣẹ́gun mẹ́fà ní kun tiẹ̀ tàbí ẹyọ kọ́bọ̀rọ̀ gidi gbogbo yín la pè mọ nǹkan tọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ bá bà kájọ ṣeré ìdárayá. ẹ dùn náà ẹ yẹ kí sáré sẹ́ẹ̀ ti di ẹ̀mú náà. ẹ jẹ́ lọ gbogbo èèyàn la pèsè ìdárayá pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó lè fọ́kàn àtàrà lókun nínú ìdíje 3 Crowns Make Fitness Challenge amárata kébé ọlọ́gbọ̀n ọjọ́ forúkọsílẹ̀ lónìí ní www.femininelounge.com/competition.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Find out your true beauty naturally. Keep your skin smooth and soft and moisturize. Step into paradise.
Take your skin on an exotic adventure with Hawaii soap. Infused with argan oil and fruit extracts from papaya, carrot, and apricot. Leaving your skin softer, brighter, and healthier. Hawaii soap comes in carrot, papaya calamansi, and gold variants. Stay beautiful with Hawaii soap. Hawaii soap, the soul of beauty.
Now, where's that big malt? Today was just one of those days. You know, woke up by 5, made breakfast, went to work, did my job, then my Oga's work, then Oga's work, came home, made dinner, and now nothing can stop me from enjoying my rich, smooth, refreshing Dubic malt.
Enjoy the silky smooth taste of Dubic malt. Dubic malt, crown the moment.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
You see that your cousin will not dey carry last for food matter? And that your niece will not like to chop better thing?
No, I know the shop am.
What about your uncle will not get shit? And that your guy will always like drink the last Coca-Cola? We sabi them. But without them, food not is sweet. Coca-Cola and food together tastes better.
Taste the feeling.
TV tún ti ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ o. Gbígbé ni wọ́n wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀. Jẹ̀gbádùn ẹ̀dínwó ìdá méjìlélọ́gbọ̀n lórí GoTV Max. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, tí o bá sanwó GoTV jọ̀lí fún ẹgbẹ̀rún méjìlénírínwó àti ọgọ́ta náírà. GoTV ó ṣàwọ́ sókè téńté lọ sí GoTV Max pẹ̀lú ìkànnì márùnléláàádọ́rin tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Abracadabra! Wọ́n máa jẹ̀gbádùn àwọn eré oníṣe India lórí Starlife, La Liga, eré bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá, Premier League, àwọn ètò Big Brother Naija lóríṣiríṣi lórí Africa Magic, Nigerian Idol, BET, Cartoon Network àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ̀dínwó tó dáa, ìfowópamọ́ tó bù àyà. Lóòótọ́, GoTV wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ digbí. Àwọn oníbàárà GoTV Max láti ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹta ò ní ìpín nínú ìpolongo yìí o. Ìlànà àti àdéhùn wa ṣá o. GoTV nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
It is time for celebration. 30 years busting with goodness. The challenge can never ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate it. Busting with so much greatness. Enjoy our wonderful. 30 years of nourishing goodness.
Welcome back. It's still the conversation right here. So we've got time to listen to you this morning. Hello, is somebody there? Let's see who is here. Good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you, Oluwaseun.
Yes.
I listened to Charles Solido. Oh, no, sorry. Ian's presentation. But the Iron Man, Akinola was in government.
It's difficult. It's difficult to hear you clearly again. Hello, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
It's not very clear. Please do call me back. Try to call back. Maybe when you call back, it will be clearer. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sean. Good morning.
Thank you for joining me.
Yes, my name is Shegun.
Hey, Mr. Shegun, welcome. Let's do this quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. The question was, how do you do this to make Nigeria a better place? Right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Some additional work now.
It's Akinwumi additional. Akinwumi additional.
You know, the major thing is we have much and put it to our advantage. I have only two conclusions.
Okay.
I don't know because I know you can't say what people say, but this is just my own opinion. I think, first of all, we do not trust ourselves. And we do not trust ourselves because we are not the same. And he used the word, he said coercive federalism, right?
Yes, he used the word coercive federalism, yes.
Coercion, it's the problem. I can't force you to be me. You can't force me to be you. I think, first of all, we need to respect our culture and our differences. I don't see you as less of me or superior. I see you as my equal, blessed in a different way that I can take advantage of and you can take advantage of me. We can explore all this to our own benefit. And sometimes I worry. This is not about Ondo State, it's not about Nigeria, it's about Africa. I wonder why God made this continent the deposit, the raw material deposit of the world. And we can't make use of it. See that there are forces somewhere that are continually working and militating against us being able to take it.
It's what they call resource curse. It's what they call resource curse. What resource does Israel have or Dubai?
This is it. So if I know that it's a cost, it's a resource cost, then I know the problem. Am I not supposed to be able to meander around that problem?
Yes.
I know what the problem is.
That's where the issue is.
It's well with us.
It is well. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. I love my listeners. I love you. Thank you so much. So I'd like to hear from you more. Someone called earlier and the line wasn't very good, but I still like to hear from you. I want to understand your feeling about this. Hello. Good morning.
Thank you, Oluwaseun.
Good morning, sir.
The line is clear now.
Yeah, it's clearer right now. Yes, sir.
I believe the line is clear now.
It is, yes.
I'm so far away from the radio, so I wouldn't know. You can make some response if they're not hearing the very well.
I can hear you. Just go ahead, yes.
I listen to additional. It's a wonderful expression. No doubt about it. That is the absolute truth. But like I said, additional no. The member defense. They made this. You see, and I had someone speak the last time. We should stop speaking as like politicians. Politicians double speak. We should speak as concerned Nigeria who wants the betterment of Nigeria. It will be stupid of my kind of a person. I now begin to say every good thing about Buhari when everything is not good. Like the man who mentioned myself and Yemi, and they said, I am glad I did not vote Jonathan Goodluck. I'm glad I brought a change, but I cannot see that change. And I must continue to speak that this is not the change we desire. It is when we speak like that, for the betterment of Nigeria, that we are going to have the Nigeria of our dream. Every one of us should shun partisan politics. We should forget APC, PDP. We should speak for the growth of Nigeria, for the prosperity of Nigeria, and for the peace of Nigeria. We don't speak for hatred or willing. We speak to make this nation better. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that. I want patriots this morning, people who believe that we can make something out of our nation, Nigeria. But because we need to make something good out of this nation, we need to be positive to some extent about Nigeria. Yes, I understand how negative the things happening around us are, the intensity of negativity. I also understand the pressure on us to probably break this one that we've got. But the truth is, what are we going to gain, balkanizing our nation? Akinwumi Adesina was not talking about balkanizing Nigeria. It wasn't. Yes, let's see. Who is here? Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Do me a favor and move away from your radio set.
Okay, I've done that. Eniola Folorunshore, I'm calling from Elebu area.
Great to have you, Eniola.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Additional had a brilliant presentation, and I felt the last caller was about telling us that he was in government for some years. Whether he didn't do much. As far as I am concerned, in Nigeria, unless you occupy the driver's seat, there are so many things you cannot do. He was in charge of our grid, and we were all living witnesses to what the wonderful things he was able to do then. That's one. Two, this system we are practicing, Nigeria is going nowhere. We are only deceiving ourselves. 60 years after independence, the North is still comfortable being addressed as educationally disadvantaged, and no effort is being made to correct that. In over 60 years, we are not going anywhere unless we go back to how we started 65 years ago as regional government. We are not sharing the same view with the Northern. It's not possible. We are just deceiving ourselves. That's why, as far as I'm concerned, this issue of 2023 presidency should be forgotten. Let's talk. Let's address the cause, not the effect of our problem. We are only addressing the cause, the effect. It's like you are taking anti-malaria. When your areas is very bushy, there are gutters that are not clean, there are basic hygienic measures you should put in place. And yet, every week you keep on taking anti-malaria. We are not going anywhere. Electric cars are moving in most countries in the world now. We are still, even sometimes you can't even buy fuel in Nigeria. And our leaders are not thinking in that direction. That in another 10, 15 years now, even this oil now, we may be begging people to buy it. We are already begging them.
All right.
So let's go back to the basics. We are not going anywhere.
All right.
Let me tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. You said if you go back to the basics. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Oluwaseun.
Good morning, Yemi.
Yes, let me join my voice with all those who desire a better managed and better evolved people. I think one of our problems is we are always fixated on scapegoating. Every other person except us is wrong and responsible for our wounds. Someone said, Adesina did extremely fantastic, and as somebody involved in the agricultural sector, I'm scratching my head and trying to recall those fantastic things that Adesina did. And I'm not underplaying whatever I did. You understand? But I'm just scratching my head. I'm trying to remember. He was Minister of Agri nearly a decade ago. So we have a problem of scapegoating. The other person is always responsible for our problems, not us. I'm looking forward to us going back to the system we practice, maybe pre and after independence. And I'm still questioning, so if it was so excellent, why was it displaced? Who were the people that displaced it? What was their motive? We have to learn to do things by process. Another challenge that I think we all have is that we are not patient to work out any process. there is a process for what we are asking for. Are we willing to engage that process?
To go all the hog.
The people who have elected to the National Assembly and the State Assembly, are we willing to engage them? When we are ready.
Okay. Thank you, Yemi. Good morning. All right, let's see who is there. Maybe that will be the last call. Thank you, Yemi. Hello, good morning.
Hello, yeah, good morning.
Can you move away from your radio set? It's giving me a feedback.
Now.
Great, thank you. Good.
All right.
What's the name?
Okay, my name is Abiodun Fetuga from Olonshogo.
Welcome, Mr. Fetuga.
I 100% agree with the last madam that called. Additional was the Minister of Agriculture past years. Why are we still suffering, or why do we still depend so much on the north when it comes to food consumption on the other side? Everything comes from the north. And you are telling me this fantastic well? It is actually question road. It didn't do anything down here in Yoruba land. That's one. Secondly, our problem is our constitution.
Okay, I hope we're not extraying Akim Adesina actually, but that we're looking at what he said.
Yes.
Yeah,
let me put it that way. Okay, now, our constitution is like the software of a laptop. No matter how beautiful that laptop could be, once the software is corrupted, it's useless. So what are we supposed to do? That constitution needs to be amended thoroughly. And like that madam said, it's a process that we need to be patient with. We need to call down all our lawmakers and speak wisdom into their brain. And lastly, one of the best solutions to the problem of this country is to love one another. All of us are guilty. We are self-centered. It's all about me, and my family. Are you thinking about people that voted you in? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this one. All right, so good morning again, and thank you. I will not be able to go beyond that at this time. Are we going for a commercial break now? Okay, but we're not going to. We're moving on to the next issue. Just hold on for me a while. We're doing the issue of rights now. So what we're going to be looking at this moment is questioning and confessions of a suspect, rights and limitation. This is from Citizens Gavel. Stay with me, don't go away. Welcome. Mr. Femi Ajibade is here from Citizens Gavel, and we're looking at questioning and confessions of a suspect, rights and limitations. Mr. Femi, welcome to the program again.
Good morning, sir.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here, sir.
Great. All right, so from Citizens Gavel, let me start by thanking Citizens Gavel for coming to our aid right here last week. We reached out to you on someone that was arrested in lieu of a suspect, and you rose up to that occasion. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Great. So let's kick off from here. So the purpose of this program, actually, or this segment of the program, is to make sure that you are aware of your rights, and understand how to run by it. This is practical for me. Soon. And let's get to this issue that we have on the table this morning. This is talking about confession, and also interrogation, questioning of a suspect, rights and limitations. Now, one of the primary functions of the police is to investigate all crimes which are brought to their notice and whatever possible to bring the preparation better before court, together with all the relevant evidence. This aspect of investigation plays a key role in the administration of criminal justice system. Investigation is a formal and systematic questioning of a person, especially intensive questioning by the police of a person arrested for or suspected of committing a crime. Is interrogation proper?
On the face of it, interrogation is proper. However, that is where the rights of the suspects comes in and the limitations to, the extent of interrogations, the extent of the mode of interrogation. So when we talk about, of course, the police, they have the right to investigate, as you said, but there are limitations to, how far they can go.
Okay.
For example, where interrogation is meant to, bring out two things. For example, it might be meant to get the statements of the suspect. That is the statement, the version of events as it relates to him from his own perspective. Now, what the law says is that the suspect must have a legal practitioner present, and to witness the statement, to witness the interrogation, and then the second part is the confession. A lot of times, when the police interrogate, the end game is to get a confession from the suspect, and this is where it actually gets very interesting. There are actually a lot of angle to confession and getting confessional statements. For example, in the past there have been a lot of irregularities and a lot of situations whereby the suspect will get to court, and we inform the court, maybe through his lawyer or personally, that this statement was gotten through, maybe was gotten under duress or under undue influence or torture of some kind. And in that process, the court is meant to do something they call trial within trial. That means as you're having a trial, the main trial, then you're having a smaller trial to determine whether the confession that this suspect made was made voluntarily. So this made, the trials to become unnecessarily long. You're having a trial, you're having another second trial. It made this, the process very long and complicated.
And cumbersome.
Yeah, so to maybe curtail this and, make it a little bit shorter and, not to get to the stage of confessional of a trial within trial, the ACJL and the ACGA, that means the Administration of Criminal Justice Laws that we're now using and that has been assented to in Oyo State, made some provisions to make sure that there are ways to verify if a confessional statement is actually taken under duress.
Okay, so now let's do basic explanations. What are the limitations of getting confession or interrogation by the police? What are their limitations?
Okay, the limitations are that there must be a lawyer present. Okay. You can't question a suspect without a legal practitioner.
Without a legal representation.
Without a legal representation. And you have to inform him of the fact that he is entitled to legal representation. He has to be informed. Then, number two, there has to be no undue influence of any kind. There has to be no torture.
When you say undue influence, I want to also spell it out. Torture. So is it possible because something that we see in Nollywood, a police officer is asking you, did you commit the crime? And the guy says, I didn't commit the crime. They bring out an electric iron, plug it on the wall, and show it in his face and say, I will mask this thing on your face if you don't confess. And the guy begins to speak.
I don't know if those things go. I won't speak to the veracity of maybe those things.
I'm just saying that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of optic.
Yes, that's the optics.
Is it right for a police officer to slap a suspect into confession?
No, that is not right, and that is one of the limitations that we're talking about.
Or tie the suspect, to the back in such a very strenuous and severe
tying, slapping, even beating, even maybe sleep deprivation or maybe food deprivation. All these things fall under, undue influence.
How about emotional torture? Saying things that will make you feel really, really bad.
Everything falls under, this undue influence that we're talking about. So even threats, maybe threats to the life or threats to the family or something like that. So all these things fall under what will make a confessional statement inadmissible when it gets to court.
Do you know if the police takes this kind of extreme, process to get confessional statement from Nigerians?
It has been proven in some cases where the trial within trial was held that some of these systems were being used, and those confessional statements were rendered inadmissible in court during the trial within trial. So according to what I was saying, to make sure that these things do not occur, the law has made provisions for a legal practitioner to be present, and that the confessional statement should be, as much as possible, be recorded on video. That provision has been, made in the ACGA presently.
How practicable? I mean, how many police stations will you get to today where they have the provision to record electronically the confession of a suspect?
So that is where we are having the problem too. Like I used to say on this program, that Nigeria has lots of laws that are very beautiful.
Yes.
However, when we get to the implementation part and, the day-to-day usage of these laws, it becomes a problem.
Exactly.
So now...
So what can the lawyer, for instance, what can the lawyer be the one to take the record if the police cannot do it? So they are actually become inadmissible in court?
No, it won't, because there are actually provisions to make sure that, even if they do not have, the means
device,
to record, then the presence of the lawyer guarantees that he will protect the interest of his client, and that after the statement, what do I call it now? The suspect will append his name, signature, date of statement, and everything. And even there are provisions for interpreters. For example, if I'm an Hausa man,
and you don't understand English,
and I was arrested in Oyo State, and I do not understand English, I do not understand Yoruba. So the law requires that the questions you are asking me should be translated to me in Hausa language, and
you have the right to speak Hausa,
and I have the right to speak
answer in Hausa language. That's the language you are comfortable with.
Yes, and even the person that the interpreter has to append his name and signature.
He becomes a witness too. Really.
Yes, that I interpreted so and so to this person. I was there when he gave his statement, and to the best of my knowledge, this is what he said, and I can just guarantee this. So those are the provisions that are made for. But the law has made provisions for video evidence. When it comes to confessional,
I'm concerned a bit about that video evidence, because it should be something that we'll be using consistently in our police stations. It will help administration of justice. It will fast track some of these cases that we're talking about, because the evidence will be clear to everybody that this was how the confession was taken. And so we don't have to go into the trial within trial or stall the process and get justice as soon as we can. Exactly. Because there was a case that we were dealing with through Akifade some time ago, and a suspect, someone that was arrested in lieu of a suspect, died in custody in Ibadan here. And the woman who went to give witness, to give a confession statement at the court, she said she was made to make the statements without interpreter, and she doesn't speak English. She was asked to sign the statement.
The statement, which was written in English.
Which was written in English, and she couldn't speak English language. And now when you come to court, there is no way she can prove that, except if you go through this trial within trial and this long time, a simple video evidence
would have sufficed. Exactly. So that is where, implementation comes into play, and, the justice system in Nigeria goes beyond just, having laws. All the, stakeholders involved, all the person of interest involved has to play their part to make sure that these laws are actually implemented and they're actually put in use.
You know, one question I always ask on this program is, how can the suspect, claim his right in this kind of situation?
In this kind of situation?
Yes.
So, maybe a suspect was, gave a confessional statement.
In the face of these police officers who are usually looking very vicious.
It is possible to be intimidated and, to make... Sometimes we've seen cases, I have seen cases whereby, a suspect will admit to a crime he did not commit because of fear. Even the sheer fear of the, officers.
You are interrogating me and you carry AK-47.
Yes, even the sheer fear, as in you looking at him, you feel intimidated.
Yes,
you feel
this guy might kill me.
You start, even some things that you did not.
You start singing.
You start saying it. It's possible. So now, when you are in that situation as a suspect, and then you've given the statement, and then you now realize the gravity of how will I get out of this situation? Exactly. So then this is where you now need a lawyer. You need a legal practitioner, actually. So that is why the importance of a legal practitioner in a criminal case is you can't quantify it. It's very important. So when you talk to your legal practitioner and talk about the fact that this statement was given due to social threat, due to social inducement, the legal practitioner will know how to take it up, and that is where we come into.
Okay, so let's go to that point. Because it happened to me last week, I had to call Taiwo, and she set up the situation for me. How do I get in touch with Citizens Gavel? I like my listener to know how to get in touch with you when they have this kind of situations.
Okay, so as we always do on this program, we put out our number.
Yes.
So 081 028 425 42. 081 028 425 42. So that is our number. So, and it can be called, on working days, on the week, during the weekends. You might call, but you have to be, will be attended to maybe on the next Monday or something like that. So, and we are present on social media.
Okay.
We have a Twitter account at Citizen Gavel. We are on Facebook, Citizen Gavel, and on Instagram. So, when you can't afford a legal practitioner, maybe as an indigent or someone that you need an emergency protection of your rights, this is where Citizens Gavel come in.
So if you need an emergency protection of your rights, Citizens Gavel can come through for you. Now, when you call them and you got anything good from them or whatever happens to you there, please let me know as well. I like to also know and hear from you. 0811 2494 231. That's my official line. 0811 2494 231. You can call it or you can send me a text message as well. Let me call the line again. 0811 2494 231. The purpose of this is to help you, when you are confronting this kind of behemoth in Nigeria today. Mr. Femi, thank you so much for being part of the program today.
You're welcome, sir.
We appreciate Citizens Gavel. Citizens Gavel is also on Twitter, and you could have seen us on Twitter this morning as we have been discussing these issues. I believe that Nigeria will survive and be great again. Good morning. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola.
Splash FM 105.5.
Here is
105.5.
accessing 105.5. One station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
It is time for celebration. 30 years busting with goodness. The challenge can never ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Busting with so much greatness. Enjoy our wonderful. 30 years of nourishing goodness.
need a fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìwọ ni mò ń bá wí ìwọ tó fẹ́ràn láti máa fẹ́ bí rẹ ní nǹkan tó dáa jù mo mọ̀ wípé ó fẹ́ràn awúni lórí DSTV decoder bundle yìí kàkà ẹgbẹ̀rún $18,600 náírà ó lè ra DSTV HD decoder tuntun pẹ̀lú àkókò ìwòran oṣù kan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí DSTV Confirm fowó tó kéré bíi ẹgbẹ̀rún $19,000 náírà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Pẹ̀lú àkókò ìwòran oṣù kan lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí DSTV Confirm fowó tó kéré bíi ẹgbẹ̀rún $19,000 náírà. Tó bá jẹ́ni tó sábà máa ń fẹ́ kẹ́bí rẹ̀ gbádùn àwọn eré alárinrin, àkókò rẹ̀ rèé. Àǹfààní yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kejì. Fúngbà díẹ̀ ni o, ìlànà àtàdéhùn sì wà. DSTV Nigeria, àsìkò rẹ̀ ni.
You see that your cousin will not dey carry last for food matter? And that your niece will not like to chop better thing.
No, I know the shop am.
What about your uncle? We not get shit. And that your guy will always like drink the last Coca-Cola. What's up with them? But without them, food not is sweet. Coca-Cola and food together tastes better.
Taste the flame.
Lights, camera, Lake On.
No, it's not an act. This is my life for all to see. In the bright lights, see blessings how they follow me. From small beginnings to big brother. From the chances I take to the inspiration I give others. I am a rapper, a singer, a winner. I am an icon. So when they turn the lights on, they see that I am Lakon.
Don't miss I Am Lakon, a new Showmax original reality series. Watch brand new episodes from March 4th, only on Showmax.com.
Ó yá gbogbo èèyàn pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi ara yín ẹ̀ mú nǹkan tó wọ̀nyí bábà ìbá àjọmọ́rogùn síbi